Well, it is good to get together, even if it is remotely, but we are together. At the end of the Second World War, when the Allies liberated Auschwitz, they found scratched on a wall by one of the prisoners these words: "I believe in the sun, even when it's not shining. I believe in love, even when I don't feel it. I believe in God, even when he is silent." Even in the hopelessness of a Nazi concentration camp, someone was able to express profound hope. Trust that even in the midst of that horrendous suffering, God was present. After his fellow deacon Stephen was martyred, Philip went down to Samaria to preach the gospel. Believers in Jesus were being stoned to death, and in response, Philip doesn't go into hiding, but he goes to people hostile to the Jews to explain the hope that the risen Christ gives him. Peter writes to Christians who are experiencing difficult times because of their beliefs. They're being called on to defend their faith. And Peter writes, "Always be ready to give an explanation to anyone who asks you for a reason for your hope." Those words are meant for us. Hope involves an element of desire, an element of belief and trust. In difficult times, we, people of God, are people of hope, and we're called upon to remain hopeful, to continue knowing that even in these difficult times, God is with us. We're people with hope, and our ultimate hope isn't in things of this world. If we begin putting our hope in this next election or our healthcare system, as much needed as it is, or our financial institutions, we will be disappointed. Our real hope is for eternal life, happiness, fulfillment, spending eternity with God. And we have this hope because of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And we have further support for that hope in the assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary and the witness of all the saints. People listened to Philip partly because of the works he was performing, the miracles. Not many of us are casting out demons or healing the sick, but we can still let our hopefulness show. We can be pleasant, respectful, and generous in such a way that people notice and maybe ask why. And we continue announcing the gospel of the Lord that way, living lives filled with hope, prepared to give a reason for that hope to anyone who asks. Life right now might be difficult, but my hope isn't in this world and its fleeting moments of comfort. Our hope is in Jesus Christ and the eternal happiness he offers. The prophet Habakkuk, writing during the time of the Babylonian conquest of Judah, the destruction of the city of Jerusalem, desecration of the temple, pretty bad times. Things weren't going well. But still, he writes these words expressing his hopeful trust in God, even when his world was collapsing. And Habakkuk writes, though the fig tree does not blossom, and no fruit appears on the vine, though the yield of the olive fails and the terraces produce no nourishment, though the flocks disappear from the fold and there is no herd in the stalls, yet will I rejoice in the Lord and exult in my saving God. For God, my Lord, is my strength. He makes my feet swift as those of deer and enables me to tread upon the heights.